what is going on with him. So I don't know if it's society that caused that. I don't know if it's time that caused it. Because sometimes I ask him, little fella, when I was there, and he would be doing all sorts of things. And when I say, but Doyle, how come he's calling the shots?
Yeah.
Why are you calling the shots? Why is he calling the shots? Why is he doing what he wants? No, if they go to work and leave me home with that child, he's the best child that they have because he can't do those things with me.
Right.
And as soon as his grandfather stepped in the door, he would get in front of me and he would, no. You know, this kind of way? Because he knows that he can do what he wants with them. So I really don't know where the breakdown came from.
With time, now we're talking about generations away, and with time, values have changed. Certain values became watered down. So you give the child a blight, he could do this, he could say that, until everything starts changing. And you're not aware of the change until it is too late.
If I might say, I think everybody would observe. Some children grow up in a home where there's discipline, morals, and everything like that. And then you would be surprised, because of peer pressure, what that child turns out to be.
Okay.
So if that child is not strong, he could be influenced in school, on the road, or anything like that. So I think this has a lot to do
with the influence of friends.
Influencing the child.
Right. Well, since I have you, tell me one time, was it any different for boys than it was for girls? No, I'm hearing the ladies telling us, the strict discipline that they had. Was it different for boys? Because we're now seeing a whole set of different issues with our young males. What probably has contributed to that, and why are the males going so far in terms of being involved in crime and violence issues?
All right. The male, normally you would think as a breadwinner or something like that. And as somebody mentioned there, his son would bring home something, he's not working anywhere, and he even asks where he gets it from.
Right.
So with the males, and you would observe even the crime in Trinidad and Tobago, most are committed by young teenage males. I always say that there is a middle, some generation that were delinquents, and a delinquent always produces a delinquent child.
What I would like to say is, you see the communication between children and parents, that do a lot.
Somebody wanted to say something about the rental, because this is a critical area, right? Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, I had an ad in the paper advertising an apartment for rent. And I got a call, several calls, but one in particular, a gentleman called from Trinidad. And he said that he was looking for a 2-bedroom furnished. I said, well, that is what I have. He came, he saw it, then he said he had one more place to look at. He was looking around, and he would call me. He came back and took the place. Got the information, did the contract, everything. He wanted it for 3 months. He was doing his PhD. And the first 3 months, no problem. The 4th month, he wanted to continue the lease. And the 4th month, he paid. And when he went to Trinidad to get some more money to continue paying, and the trouble started. He was in Trinidad. I tried to call him, the month end passed. Nothing. Eventually, I got a text from him about the 6th of April. He was in New York. He had some accident with a stepchild. The child fell down a stairwell and died. All sorts of stories. And I changed my lock. Couldn't, because he went with the key. He came back with more stories. And he was going to Trinidad, back and forth, back and forth. But before that, when he was in Trinidad, coming over, he called me, could I put some money on your account? I have to be very careful how we air this. I said, how much money? About 30,000 US. I said, you want me to answer questions that I don't have answers for? I said, anyway, my daughter said, let him bring an ID. I didn't ask for an ID up front because it was a short-term rent. And when the ID came, it was a totally different story.
Right. So I want to thank you very much for chatting with us today. And you have done very, very well in sharing your views.
One bite. I want to play.
Oh, you can do that, boy. Oh, you can do
that, boy.
Stop the violence and abuse. Stay calm. Start thinking. The Ministry of National Security Citizen Security Program.
The decisions you make today influence your future. You determine where you want to be. Make the right choice. Stop. Stay calm. Start thinking. A message from the Ministry of National Security's Citizen Security Program.
Welcome back to Tobago CSI. We have just heard the perspective of our youth and our senior citizens,
both of whom seem to be misunderstood at times as they seek to find their own space in our developing community. Their safety is often compromised, and one of the things that we have discovered that might be able to help them is to encourage a sense of neighborliness in our community. You know, Atto, it's important to just know the people who live on your street, to know their numbers, and to be able to identify strangers or suspicious persons who may enter into your community, so that you can do in fact, two things. One, you can alert your neighbors and find out more information about the people who are coming into your community, and then you can also make a report, which is important to improving our safety as we coexist within our community.
You know, amid all the madness, we have a responsibility to work together to continue promoting a culture of peace and lawfulness.
This has been another episode of Tobago CSI.
Jolly good greetings to one and all. You're probably wondering why, Santa Claus is in the middle of the year. I could not wait till December. I have something heart-wrenching for you to hear. So get under the mistletoes and kiss all your presents goodbye, because today's the day I parked up my sleigh, as you continue to slay innocent bystanders and passers-by. Christmas lights have become flashing blue beams as gang members are indoctrinated in their early teens, as liquid stains close redder than Rudolph's nose, as mischievous elves are ready to draw blood quicker than sucunias or mosquitoes, as burglars wreak havoc on law-abiding citizens' houses, stealthier than mouses breaking down doors, jumping through windows, paranging the wrong houses. As fate is not so great for relatives and spouses, criminals possess sophisticated and more advanced weaponry than the police, wrapped neatly under their Christmas tree imported via the Caribbean Sea but never intercepted by the relevant authority. Makes you wonder if these criminals possess a PhD in criminology, as their artillery is so astonishing. Makes you believe it's a mirage, firepower that has the potential to unleash fatal multiple shots, like a collage. So continue to let bygones be bygones, as this generation beats on their trigger drums. Pa-ra-pa-pum-pum. As the streets are laden with bullet shells and bodies are wrapped in white sheets tighter than pastels. But don't hold your nose as missing bodies are found bloated and decomposed. This just shows that you reap what you sow. No, not my son Jojo. He was a good boy, a little wayward but never in trouble with the Pope. But how do you know? Can you account for your son's whereabouts 24/0? No. Ho, ho, ho. I thought so. Parental absenteeism seems to be the order of the day. Instillment of good morals and values appears to be back in the day. Crap or smoke your chimney is what Mrs. Claus said. Because clearly in this Twin Island Republic, crime does pay. Society has become infected by dependency handout syndrome, as some refuse to work hard for what they want, lambasting grievances on news reports, believing they're entitled to ham and grog and they ain't shop at courts. So what are you? Naughty or nice? In this country, everyone seems to have a prize. Are you left or are you right? Are you an angel in the day and a devil at night? Are you a human or a creature, a student or a teacher, a prophet or a preacher? Are you in a faithful communion or are you a Jim Screecher? So remember, Santa will not be delivering any gifts this year. The senseless killing won't stop, so why should I bring Christmas cheer? So put all your ham, black cake, sorrel and ginger beer and have a seat as I roll out casket hymns and wreaths as we pay homage to our fallen companions 6 feet under our feet.